Yeah, I want to love TFT, but it gets harder and harder. It's, in terms of game design, a very risky game. TFT is the best auto battler on the planet right now. Nothing comes close. But as it grows larger and larger, it becomes harder and harder to sustain. The TFT dev team can only make new content so fast. The best part of TFT is like the beginning of a set when nobody knows what's good, and players just all are in like this giant race to solve the game against each other. But players are getting faster and faster, and like, I remember the end of set 9 was really boring, like the last 2 weeks of it. I remember in set 10, the last month was really boring. In set 11, I was bored 2 months in. Information just spreads too quickly. The only way that the TFT devs could change that is to make the game significantly more complicated, but then that would also that would also like ruin the game for new players. League of Legends went through the exact same thing. They keep having to make the game more complicated. They keep having to add new champions, new mechanics, new items, which keeps the game interesting for the concurrent player or the returning player, but it makes the game really difficult to learn as a new player. But there's not much they can really do about it. Now, if you want to be a new player in League of Legends, Riot's just like, fuck you. Fuck you, because like you don't get to play. Have fun learning 200 champions with 4 abilities, a passive, different playstyles, 35 new items every year. The new player experience is literally like, yeah, why don't you go ahead and play like Soraka and like support me bot lane, and I'll help you learn the game. I'll take care of you. It's like, oh, I died. Oh, well, that's just because the Blitzcrank hooked you. Try to not get hooked next time. Okay, I walked back to lane and I died again. Oh, well, that's because Tristana has a jump. Just make sure you're not in her jump range. She can jump in on you if you're out of position, and then she can kill you. Okay, I'll stay further back. Okay, a champion just appeared behind me and I died. I thought I was far back enough. Oh, yeah, that's Shaco. He can teleport in, invisible, and then he has 3 seconds to walk wherever he wants, and then, like, throw a Jack in the Box behind you and stun you. Oh, okay, what am I supposed to do about that? And he's like, oh, yeah, throw a ward in the bush, and, like, maybe we can see him next time. Okay, yeah, I threw a ward in the bush. Oh, it happened again. Yeah, Shaco was hiding in the bush before you warded it. Next time, ward it earlier. Like, right, that's the new player experience. And then rinse and repeat for, like, 200 games until, like, you actually, like, can understand the game at a basic enough level to, like, know all the champions.
Gotcha.
It's just like what happens to games like as they get too big. And if you're wondering how does that relate to TFT, what I'm saying is like TFT devs options are to either make the game more complicated so it's still fun for us returning players who have played for 5 years, or they keep it easy and then it gets solved and it's still fun for new players because they can get into it, but it's not fun for returning players. It's like damned if you do, damned if you don't. No matter what, somebody's gonna get like bored, or like somebody's gonna like find the game not fun. So Riot just has to choose which player base they care about more.